if you're trying to get more leads, more customers, more patients, more clients online through paid ads, I'm going to show you the 3 reasons why your ads won't scale. And so the first thing we're going to take a look at is what the marketplace even looks like. So this is where a lot of people sort of miss the mark. So if you look at the entire marketplace, you've got 100% of the people that you're targeting, or that could be your potential customers, right? And so if you're running ads, say on Google, you're actually only targeting the 3% of people who are in market to buy what you sell. And the other 97% of the people in the marketplace that you could be selling to aren't even looking to buy right now. So this is really like your Google ads. And so this would be demand capture. These are all the people that you're capturing, you're scooping up because they're already shopping for what you offer, right? Everybody else, the 97%, this is demand gen. So these are people you have to generate interest in, generate to be your clients, your customers, your patients, right? And so the reason your ads won't scale is because currently you're only targeting the 3% of people who are ready to buy, right? And so what I want to show you today is how you can start to capture this audience right here, the 97% of people who aren't in market, who aren't actively searching right now and don't know that they need or could benefit from what it is that you offer. So let's look at it in terms of demand capture and demand gen. So demand capture is really just going to be Google search. So these are people who are actively looking for what it is that you offer. They already know they have a problem, they know they need a solution, and so they're pretty informed about what it is that they need and why they need it. And so in terms of demand capture, this is sort of the lowest hanging fruit and probably the thing that most people are already targeting and capturing online, right? And so the problem you might be running into is you're running these Google search ads, and so you've kind of like reached the limit, right? You've put as much money into it as you can, you've tinkered with it, and so you're not really starting to see this scale up. And the reason is because it can't scale beyond who's in the market already. So for the sake of today, let's talk about demand gen. So how do we capture the 97% of people who aren't in market, who don't know that they need what you have? And so if we look at demand gen, we're going to break that up into 3 phases of the customer journey, okay? So we have awareness, consideration, and conversion, right? Okay, so we've got to take them through each phase of this customer journey in order to convert them into a lead, a customer, a patient, a client, whatever it is for you, okay? And so with each one of these, we've got to say something different. We've got to share a different message and really get them excited along the journey and convince them that they need to buy what it is that you offer. So in terms of awareness, we've got to do 2 things here. 1, we've got to sell the sizzle. We've got to show them why it's exciting what you have to offer, why what you have is so beneficial to them, right? And so we want to get them excited with sizzle because they don't even know, right? We've got to convince them and change their mind from thinking that they're okay how they are now to things could be better in the future. And that's the second thing, is we've got to get them thinking about their future state. So what would life be like with what you offer, with your product or service? How amazing would it be to have what you provide as a solution, right? And so when they see these awareness ads, they're just learning about your business, your product, your service. They don't think they even need it at this point. And so we've got to get them excited about what it could be like to have it, right? And so these are the first 2 things we've got to communicate to them. And then next, they're going to be thinking, okay, is this for me? Is this something that I need right now? And so what we've got to show them is the value of what it is that you offer. What's the value they're going to get? And what is the outcome? Okay? And so we need them thinking about how life is going to be better, what is the outcome they're going to get, how are they going to justify purchasing what you sell. And so there's a few different ways you can do this. 1, you can save them money, you can make them money, you can save them time, give them back time, you can give them access to something, you can unlock something in their life. So think about all the different things that your product or service does for them. And so these are the things that we need to communicate and get them thinking, oh yeah, I haven't been able to do that. Or, oh yeah, I have been spending a lot of money on that. Or, oh yeah, I could be making more money doing that. And so they're excited about what life holds for them. They understand what they're going to get when they purchase it or do business with you. And then the third thing is conversion. And so if we've told the story, we've got them excited, they see the picture, they see the value, now we've got to give them proof. We've got to convince them that everything we just told them is true and it can actually happen for them, and it has happened for people just like them. And so we need to show them proof. And that can be reviews, testimonials, results, whatever evidence that you have that you can actually deliver what you said you can, right? So that's one, proof. And then the last thing, this is sort of like one of the unknowns, one of the things that gets overlooked as well, is we need to build urgency. So it's not enough just to say, hey guys, like this is amazing, this is going to change your life, and this is how it's going to happen. But we need them to take action now, because we can't run paid ads to them forever, right? Because then your return on ad spend is going to be lopsided, and now you're losing money. So we need them to take an action as soon as possible. And so we need to build urgency. And the way you can do that, there's a few different ways you can do it depending on your business. But you can say, hey, this is a limited time offer. So this offer ends on X date after X hours, whatever it is. You could do a window of time that this is available. So one of my favorite examples of this is Disney. So if you remember, before streaming, Disney had the Disney Vault. And so if you wanted to buy a movie, you had to wait for it to come out of the Disney Vault, which was totally made up, right? And then you would buy the movie. And so what this did was it created a rush of sales. When all the movies would come out of the vaults and go back in, people would scramble to go buy them because they knew they weren't going to be available after they go back into the vault, right? And so that was a really good example of this. So limited time offer, a limited time or a window of time to get it. You could do a limited number of seats or openings. So if you have clients or patients, you can say that you take on a limited number and these are going away now. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but you want to create some urgency. You want them to feel like now is the best time to take action. So if you're running paid ads and you're over here targeting this 3% on Google, and you can't figure out how to get this 97% of the total addressable market down here, this is the plan, the strategy that you need. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of this into a one-pager document so it's a little bit easier for you to consume and print out and maybe have as like a framework. And so if you want that, just comment yes below. It's not ready right now, but once it is ready, I'll come back to the comments and I'll shoot you a message with a link where you can download it. But this is the framework that you need. And so you need to have the sizzle, the future state. You need to get them excited about what it is that you offer. You need to show the value and the outcome, the proof, and the urgency. And so I'm going to add one more thing here. Let's talk about the pain that you make go away. So, it depends on what you sell, what your product or service is. It could be something sexy, it could be something that changes their life, but it could also be something that makes their life easier that they don't even know they're struggling with, right? And so that's another thing that you could talk about in your awareness. You want them to be aware of the pain they're experiencing and know that there is a life without it, right? And the last thing I'm gonna leave you with, this is a little bit of a bonus, okay? So we've got our journey, right? Now the one thing that we've got to do is understand, because this is a cold audience. These people aren't in market, right? And we can't afford to just run ads to everybody and hope that they all buy, right? So we need to be a little bit more efficient with our money, a little bit more strategic in how we generate the demand out of this box here. And so what you need to do is you need to find a level 2 indicator or intent signal, right? So what a lot of people do is they run the ads here and they run them and link these ads to a landing page, to a website, and then they retarget based off all of that traffic that came through, right? And so the thought process is that they have a high level of intent because they clicked the ad. But what you miss out on are two things. One, you miss out on all the people who saw the ad and are interested but didn't click, because remember, this audience is cold. They're not in the market right now. So when was the last time that you saw an ad and just clicked on it and didn't even need it or want it at the time? Probably not very often, right? And so we don't want to miss out on all the people who would buy and are the audience, but now's just not the right time for them, right? Because we've got to get them through this whole storyline, this whole journey. So here's a way you can get around that. One, you can run a video ad. So if you have a video ad, your ad is going to be, 30 seconds long, maybe a minute, right? And how do we know who is actually interested and did not click? Well, they watched the ad, right? They watched that video, and you can actually retarget people who watch 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100% of that ad. And so this tells us, hey, if they stuck around for this long, we know they must have some level of interest. And so we want to target these people down here, right? So we want to target anybody who spent more time with us and really engaged with us. Okay? Another way you can do it, who engaged with the ad? Did anybody like it? Did they share it? Did they comment? That's a level of interest as well, right? Here's another one. So I mentioned a lot of people run ads retargeting people who click on these ads regardless of what they do afterwards, right? And so that could be an indicator, that could be a signal, but a lot of people accidentally click ads too, or they click in and then they decide, it's not really what I thought it was, right? So what we want this level 2 intent signal. So we want them to scroll to the bottom of a page. We want them to visit, we'll call it an interior page. So let's say you take them to the home page. We want them to visit a product page, right? Or if you have a service line and then there's a sub page within the service, we want anybody that clicked into that. So it's sort of a second level click, right? We want anybody that watched a video on your site, right? So anybody that did that, anybody that went to a conversion point but did not convert. So think about if you're trying to generate leads, you want them to visit another page where they actually convert, or if they're buying something, they went to the cart, right? So things that show, hey, they actually took an action on our site and engaged beyond the click. These people, highly qualified, and they definitely need to be getting these ads too, okay? So as you're building out your demand generation funnel, your demand generation journey, remember, you've got to tell the story. You've got to really build the need and the desire for what it is that you offer. And in order to stay in front of the right people, we need to know who is engaged and who actually has a level of interest, right? So it's going to take some time to get to the end here. But if you do all of this, this is going to keep your campaigns very efficient, and you're going to start to see more customers coming in because you're not just targeting 3% of the total addressable market, you're targeting 100% of it. And that's how you're going to scale your ads. If you like this, follow along. Also, remember, comment yes. I'm going to send you a one-pager framework so that you have this easily accessible and you can use it in your business. Hope you guys enjoyed it.